What is up, Eagles fans? This is me, Spec Poo Football 24. The NFL draft is coming. So since the NFL draft is coming, the first thing that's coming up is the NFL Combine. NFL Combine is going to come around, I believe, on Friday the 20th. I could be wrong. Friday the 20th, February 20th, 2015. So just from looking at the combine, you're obviously going to be seeing the soon-to-be drafted players, that's coming up in this 2015 draft. So you get a sneak peek at what they're going to be able to what they're going to do on the field. So you're going to look at the 40-yard dash, yada, yada, yada. But that's not my point with the NFL Combine. My point is with the NFL Draft and with the Philadelphia Eagles, of course, because they're my favorite. As I always know, if I got them as an icon. So everybody's keep hearing all this talk about Marcus Mariota and all this. All I have to tell you is this: Marcus Mariota is not dropping down 20 for one. So get that out of your mind with that unrealistic response that people be giving out. But he's going to drop down to 20. Motherfucker, how is he going to drop down to 20? There's teams that need a quarterback just as bad as we do. For one, in this case, we don't need a quarterback. We have a quarterback. I'm pretty sure his name is Nick Foles. You better trust in him because we're not going to get Mariota. So get that out your mind. Put your trust in Nick Foles. You better start doing it now. For a couple of reasons. Why? Because the Buccaneers, they need a quarterback. They also said to get Jameis Winston as well, but I wouldn't be surprised if they get Marcus Mariota anyway. The Titans are going to need him. The Jets are going to need him. The Rams are going to need him. 4 teams, probably even more than that, are going to need a quarterback. So, that's a little crazy here right there, right? And guess what? Those teams, they're obviously in the top 10. They're either A in the top 10 or they're B, obviously right above the Eagles in that draft list. So the chances of us getting Marcus Mariota is about 5% at best. Because we don't know what will happen in the draft. For God, all we know, Chip Kelly might somehow come up with a trade with the Tennessee Titans, because all of a sudden we hearing rumors about the Tennessee Titans not wanting a quarterback. Why the fuck not when the quarterbacks you have are trash? My opinion, they're shitty. So the Marcus Mariota shit, get that out your mind because it's not happening. What we should be focusing on is the defense. I've been saying this for a while, that defense wins championships. And we have our chance to strengthen up our defense right now. Free agency is going to be coming up. The free agency is coming up in March. So what the Eagles should do is obviously re-sign all, at least a couple of these players, the people that matter, most of them. What I'm talking about specifically is Jeremy Maclin. Re-sign his ass. Get him a new deal. Because he deserves the amount of money that he should be getting. Re-sign him. Restructure Trent Cole. Everybody's going to say restructure LaShawn McCoy, but I'm pretty sure LaShawn McCoy said he don't want to take less money unless you find some other way to make sure that he gets his money, but he gets money not less money, but to the point where you're able to have some more cap space. Speaking of that, get rid of Kerry Williams. We're obviously going to get rid of Bradley Fletcher. Everybody says get rid of James Casey. I'm like, go ahead, get rid of him. Go ahead. Just get a better fullback then. All I know is the fullbacks I'm thinking of are very hard to find. I'm talking about Mike Allstott type fullbacks where they just punch in the goal line every time. If not every time, it'd be guaranteed most of the time. So that's the kind of fullbacks I want to see, but I hardly see them now, do I? But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Re-sign some of these players. Cut the ones that obviously don't mean shit. For that Nate Allen thing I have to address. Would I cut him or would I keep him? To be honest with you, now that I think of it, I would keep him as a backup. but I will have to get someone either from free agency or from the draft that's clearly better than him. So that's how I would see it. But yeah, for cornerbacks, for the cornerback position that needs to be filled up, everybody's saying it needs to be Byron Maxwell, mainly Byron Maxwell. They thinking that we should sign him, and I think that's a good choice. The man can fucking cover. He's young too. They say we should get him, and we should get Devin McCourtney. There's other corners in the free agency, but I think those are the main ones I'm hearing about right now. The thing is with this though, if we don't get those corners, if free agency doesn't work out, this is where the NFL draft is going to come in. This is really where the NFL draft is going to come in, to where if we don't get the people that we're looking for in free agency. See, the way how I would see it is this, especially for free agency, if we end up signing a good corner, one good corner from free agency, and if we go up there and we decide to draft a corner from the NFL draft. Just the way how I see it. Give us Byron Maxwell and give us Trey Waynes. You guys have no idea how good Trey Waynes is on the corner slot. He's going to be more useful to us than us probably getting Marcus Mariota, because any quarterback can run our system and he can do pretty well. I mean, we already saw with Mark Sanchez. Mark Sanchez, he was like, his vision is terrible, but at the same time, you can't sit there and tell me that he didn't try to get us to the playoffs. I know his stats don't say much, but at the same time, he tried to get us to the playoffs. We went 10-6 for the second time. So no matter who's running that offense, as long as it's good on its own, then we are fine. So with this whole talk of Marcus Mariota, it may sound promising, but at the same time, we already have a quarterback that we have to trust. We have to trust Nick Foles. You have to trust him. And besides, didn't all the great quarterbacks start off in a slump? Peyton Manning started out terrible. Tom Brady started out terrible. I bet you Don McNabb started out terrible. But yeah, man, like you shouldn't write him off so easily just because of the year he had this year. I mean, it's obviously not the best year. Obviously, the O-line wasn't healthy neither. And obviously enough that Nick Foles did some questionable throwing. Like, for example, like he was thinking he's getting pressure. I'm seeing, like, I don't see the pressure. Just fan him. So he was getting fan pressured. He was too nervous. And this everything start messing up for him. But, you know, now's the time for him to look back on that Microsoft, whatever it is, Microsoft Surface, look back on the shit that he been messing up on the season ago, and then start to get better. Trust me, a guy like him, when you see someone that threw 27 touchdowns and 2 interceptions for one, and then that was in like his second, third year, that's pretty impressive. That's someone I'm not gonna cut easily. I'm gonna let him develop. Like what happened with Peyton Manning and Tom Brady, they developed. They didn't write him off so easily. They let that person develop. So what you're hearing from what these news articles and everything saying, don't listen to them. Because for one, we're not getting Marcus Mariota. 2, we need to let Nick Foles develop know-how. And if he doesn't work out, get someone else from the draft for the next year. That's a quarterback and that's very good. That's better than Nick Foles then. But until then, let him develop. Let him. Please do. Give the man a shot. So, yeah. From Michigan State, get Trey Waynes. I already stated that earlier, but yeah, get Trey Waynes. The man is like 6'2", and I know he's bony as hell, like 190, 200, at least about probably 190. He bony as hell, but the thing is, as long as the man can cover, and he can cover, he's tall as hell too, then we are fine. He should be able to cover the big receivers, obviously, that's in the NFL right about now, once he comes here. I would say get him. Get him. He's the top corner in the draft. Now that is kind of up for debate for him being the top corner in the draft, because there's a lot of other good corners. I think there's one that I forgot his name, but I did read some stuff on him. They said he had better stats than Trey Waynes, but the problem with him is that he's an attitude problem. This leads to a problem with us because we saw what happens when players have an attitude problem and they're on our side. They don't hang around for long. Yeah, there's him and there's a couple more corners that are good coming in the draft. But I still feel like for us, we need to get Trey Waynes. I mean, like, we can make it work with him. We can make it work with him and Byron Maxwell. Him, Byron Maxwell, second round, I see us either getting A, Cody Prewitt. That man can freaking hit. We haven't seen a safety like that, obviously, since Brian Dawkins. So I would either get him, or you can get Michael Kendrick's brother, Eric Kendricks. Have a Kendricks family reunion. And then you can try your best to come in the free agency again and get another product and get a good safety. Again, one that's better than Nate Allen. I mean, like, I would really see us, for some reason, getting Eric Kendricks because, for one, I feel like D'Amico Ryans is not going to last long. With that injury he had, I feel like it's going to hurt his progress a lot. And two, the Kendricks brothers in the same team, and the fact that they work the exact same way, that's good for us. Very good for us. We saw how Michael Kendricks can do his little work at linebacker. Imagine his brother. Just as much better. So, you know, that's kind of my top two for that's kind of my, you know, first round and second round pick for who I think should go for in the draft. That's what I think about with Nick Foles. That's what I think about with Marcus Mariota. I gave my thoughts. I don't see us, obviously, doing the most dumbest thing possible, selling the farm for a quarterback that we don't know might be a bust or not. The media needs to stop that shit, by the way. They really need to stop that. It's impossible for us to get a quarterback at the position we are in. And even if we was to get him, we still need to address our issues at secondary anyway. Because we saw what happened where our secondary is trash. You can ask Des Bryant. You can ask Deshaun Jackson, who obviously used to be with us. And you can ask Jordy Nelson. Yeah. Ask them what they think about our pass defense. So, you know, obvious enough, increase the pass defense. Do whatever it is necessary to increase the defense. Give us a safety, a good safety, or a good corner, mainly a good corner on the first round. Give us a good safety or a good linebacker in the second round. The third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh rounds, I don't care about. You address those issues, those first issues on the first two rounds, I'm fine. I don't give a shit. Hell, if anything, the whole entire draft for the Eagles can be defense. Because our offense is so freaking good that we really don't need to put in 8 other players as it is right now on offense. We really don't. So if Chip Kelly is smart, he should make the entire NFL draft about the defense. Increase your defense as much as possible. Do whatever it is necessary. Because there are players that are not going to be here. Trent Cole might not be here. D'Amico Ryans might not be here. Bradley Fletcher and Kerry Williams, they will not be here. Nate Allen, it's said that he might not even be here. So the entire defense, the entire draft should be on defense. The entire free agency should be on defense. Defense off-season, period. Defense wins championships, period. So that's all I got to say on the matter, people. I'll catch you later. Peace.